Push the weight enough flex. Flex alive is more than the 6. With the runner boy, you nigga, no question. You ain't run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon. Motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Max DeLuca, 114 even. Tim Cheatham, 118, 110. Steve Weisfeld, 116, 112. Both in the winner by majority decision. And still, the great champion world, Raymond Danger Mulataya.
Yeah, King, get his ass, King. Let me get some of that shit, King. Hold on. What are you doing over here? You wanna come to North? Come to North? Come to North, nigga. Don't come around here. This is not that amateur shit. Come around here playing? Hold on. Yeah, nah, hell no.
Oh, yes, I remember now. Missed it by that much.
Move! Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Can't make weight, baby. It's time to bleed this morning. You know, I try. I give these kids so many opportunities to, you know, I would say do the right thing, but they have no concept of what the right thing is. And I know there's going to be a Keyshawn fanatic that's going to, you know, get mad at me for pointing out the discrepancies, but I don't care because this behavior with you kids has become so normalized, and more I understand that you have no proper parenting, or you come from single parent households, more than likely the single mom. And look, I'm not even firing shots at single mothers. I'm really not. Don't blame me, blame the facts, data, and statistics. Children turn out a certain way when they're raised in a two-parent household or a single father household, because fathers operate different, as opposed to a single mom household. And when you have single moms raising kids in abundance, you have the YN culture. Don't blame me, just take a look around. Grown men painting their fingernails, grown men oversensitive. They can't take constructive criticism. Grown men running around sounding like girls. You's a hater, you's a hater, you's a hater. No. Watch this, y'all. Did you know that these boss chicks, these single women that claim to be bosses, the percentage of them on antidepressant medication has gone up? Do you know why? Because they're working so damn hard. They're doing what they're really not built to do. I mean, this is a little pep talk right here. This is for the Painful Excellence podcast, but I'm just giving y'all a fact. Now, what happens when the woman that's working hard and making decent money, and she, you know, these women, they claim, oh, I'm the mother and the father. No, that's your choice, stupid. Do y'all hear these phone calls that these teachers have to make when the kid is acting up? They're recording. It's all over TikTok. They're recording the conversations they have with the parent. When they call the parent, who are they calling? 100% of the time, they're not calling the father. They're calling the mother. Hey, little Raheem is acting up. The mother on the phone. Well, you can't do anything about that because I'm at work. Yeah, I'm just letting you know. I keep telling him to do his homework and not doing the homework. He's acting out in class. Well, you can't do anything? No, when I send them home, we're asking, what are you doing? He's supposed to be coming here well behaved. Well, I'm at work. That's the conversation. Y'all saw the woman, and forgive me, y'all, I'm skipping the roll call. I just had to get to the smoke because this is getting on my nerves with these kids. I see everybody and I see all the family. Salute to y'all. The dance teacher, the young black woman, bless her heart, she says, I'm about to quit. And she was crying in her car with tears in her eyes. She says, I'm trying to teach these little girls dance. I put on Disney music. And they're like, turn that ish off. We want to listen to Pound Town. These were 8-year-olds. 8-year-olds? Why does an 8-year-old know what Pound Town is? Well, Drew, what does this have to do with what you're talking about this morning? Well, let me go to my short videos. I should have had this queued up. That's irresponsible of me. Give me a second. What does this have to do with what you're talking about this morning, Drew? Let me see. When was that? I'm trying to find it. I don't think it was that far back. May have been. Well, if I can't find it, I'll just narrate it to you. Do you remember when Keyshawn Johnson was sitting in his car and when he referred to fathers, he said, DB3, we don't need that. And when he said that, his voice cracked. We don't need that. I was like, oh, whoa. Oh, I found it. Fatherless meltdown. Fatherless meltdown. That's what he had. He had a fatherless meltdown. A fatherless meltdown. So why don't we go ahead and pull that up? Do you remember this?
Father can get it. The father can get it too. I don't have DB3, we don't even have that. We don't even know what that is. We don't have that. We don't have a father. We don't need that.
He's holding back tears, y'all.
Davis brothers versus the Vargas brothers. We don't have that. We don't have a fuck. We don't need that. We don't have that. We don't have a fuck. We don't have that. We don't have a fuck. We don't need that. We don't need that.
This is why fathers are important. Okay? All right? My brother Scott, what up, man? That super chat salute. He says Keyshawn's brother Keon is also a clown. Look, all of them are clowns, bro. I'm done. I'm done, man. I'm done. About what, a month ago now, he lied straight to my face. I'm about to play you the video. He lied straight to my face. Straight to my face. Now, why these two chumps on a live stream of Ryan Garcia like nothing happened? Now, mind you, that live stream was after the racist meltdown. If you want to celebrate, because he was celebrating when Ryan did what he did to Devin, but when all the evidence came forth and he was declared guilty, and all he was left with was saying, I want to resurrect George Floyd, and delete them again and join the KKK? Why is Shakur and Keyshawn on a live stream with him? Just clowning around. Tell me. Then after this, he tries to rob Edwin De Los Santos by coming in overweight. What, you thought Edwin was going to be that thirsty that he'll just take the fight because he just needs the bread? That's what you was anticipating, right? I'm so glad that not only did they stop the fight, but I think Edwin got the full purse too, right? Yeah, good. Pay that man because he went into the gym and put in time. He prepped for you. You didn't. And there was people capping for him like, yeah, man, but he can't make the weight no more. He tried. No, he didn't try, because after that, after this event, they went into the locker room of the opponent after what's his name whooped his brother's ass, and then they started a fight on ESPN. And that's the last visual you'll have on ESPN boxing ever, is the Davis brothers trying to jump on old boy. That's your last visual of ESPN and Top Rank Boxing. This nigga doing that. And then you find out that he wasn't taking camp seriously. He said he was drinking. Did he not say that? You got to be kidding me. Felix Nunes in that super chat, he said, thing is, Edwin would have done it. Samson stopped it. I know, because Edwin's a warrior. Edwin's a fighter. He's a warrior. His team stopped it, and I'm glad they did. Edwin got his money, and Keyshawn shafted himself. He is the last. This dude needs to be the most humble, one of the most humble people in boxing right now. But these kids have no direction because they got no dad in their life. And listen. A mother and a father, they form like Voltron. And don't misunderstand me. I'm not undermining a mother. I'm not. What I'm saying is a single mother raises children different. I just gave an example. On Pep Talk, I showed y'all a video of a bunch of little girls. The youngest one had to have been about 5, and they were all twerking on a car. And someone was filming it. Here's what I know. All of those little girls don't have no father in the household. Here's what else I know. The person recording had to have been a woman. Also did a pep talk where a woman took her son to or nephew or whatever the hell it was to Hooters. The black girl dressed like a streetwalker was serving a table, and she told the little boy, touch the butt, touch it, and he went out and poked her butt. That little boy was about 7 to 8. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? They're always talking about, they sexualize women. First of all, you bitches like getting sexualized. I see it every day online. And the good women are standing too close to the bad ones. Just turning a blind eye doesn't make it go away. The other point is, you never talk about how these young black men are being sexualized. You never do it. Who's watching this shit? Man, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on. BZ 100%. A single mother just think, I do what I had to do, and I do what I had to do. I had 3 jobs, 4 jobs, 5 jobs. Yeah. You took care of the household, but your kids were left to fend for themselves. Just like women will say, you're more than just a paycheck. You're more than just child support. You need to be there for your kids. And you know what? That's right. It's more than just, hey, man, I'm never late with child support. Are you in your children's life? Now watch this. Mothers, you're more than just a paycheck in raising your kids. Just because you put food in the house and pay all the bills, who's raising your kids? Streets, school, the internet. Yep. Yep. Two-parent household. All you hear is, oh, this father's a piece of shit. This father's a piece of shit. Yeah, I knew of plenty of single mothers that were the worst. The worst. I know 2 dudes right now that got full custody of their children, and they had to fight for that. Well, one dude, it was so easy. Evidence was like, there was no disputing that. And I mention that because this is the mindset, you know, you do have some fathers that co-sign this behavior, and they're sick. It loses themselves. But when you're looking at this behavior, you ain't gotta look too far to understand why this kid behaves like this. Scott Lennon, back in that super chat, he says the porn industry has to go. The devil's invention. Yeah, you know what? It does. And it's way too accessible. But that's a whole nother, but you're right. That's a whole nother conversation though. It's normalized. This twerking stuff is normalized. I've seen, you know, situations where a chick is getting arrested, literally getting arrested, and while she's pleading her case, she starts twerking on the cop. I'm like, what? That's a line of defense, twerking? This is a thing? This is the thing? TikTok in China is a lot different. They monitor what they allow over there. Trust me, the rest of the world looks at America like, yeah, land of the free. This is why y'all so stupid. But I digress. I digress. But what I'm doing is I'm giving you a history. When people say, well, what's wrong with Keyshawn? Let me ask you a question. Did Keyshawn not admit that he was suicidal at one point? Didn't he say that? Am I mistaken? If I'm wrong, tell me. I understand he said he was suffering from depression and he was suicidal. Okay. Okay. Suicidal. All right. Ryan Garcia has his father in his life, but Ryan Garcia is always talking about how some Ben Wallace looking dude pulled him out the house in the forest and gave him some hard body karate back shots. And all I asked was, well, goddamn, where was the father the whole time? You know, you got parents that sell their kids into, let's just call it bondage. What's up with that? I thought Ryan's mom had cancer. WTF? What happened to that? Strange, right? I know Tank's father, his biological father, I think he's alive, but didn't he say, wasn't he on drugs or something? Which is why, you know, Kyle and Kenny, they did the noble thing and stepped in and raised that boy the best way that they knew how. Right? The best way that they knew how. Now, I don't know what any one of their marital status is. I'm not going to get talking bad about them because they can only do but so much. We're talking about tasteless behavior. Because when you reach a certain age, you can differentiate what's right and what's wrong. And as a man, you should be able to control your emotions. Story time. Everyone in this chat should pretty much know about road rage. If you haven't had a road rage incident, let me be very clear. You can have a road rage incident because someone could cut you off. The anger that jumps in your chest at that moment, you ready to fight anything, especially if you almost hit somebody or, you know, whatever, or you know, look, maybe you did something and next thing you know, you look in the rearview mirror, somebody's screaming and cussing at you and you genuinely don't know. I'm going to tell you something. You don't know what kind of day that person's having, and they don't know what kind of day you're having. The best thing you can do is stay in your vehicle, avoid eye contact, and just keep driving. Don't get out the car. I don't care if you're a block from your destination. Just keep driving. Go around the block. If he's following you, just pull over and call 911. If he gets out the car, drive off. Don't engage. You don't know what's wrong with him, and they don't know what's wrong with you. And I'm a big nigga. I can fight anybody, but I ain't fighting nobody in the street. I also have a concealed carry. And I don't want no smoke because I know what it could mean for the other person. Okay? We ain't doing that. That's called control. One day, I'm not even sure what happened, but this dude, I'm looking in my rearview mirror. I'm like, what is he going off about? Green light, and I see him dipping through cars just to get to me. He went on the other side onto oncoming traffic, jump in front of me and cut me off, and he's hitting the brake. I'm like, okay. Real shit, I don't even know what I did. I said, all right. So I just stopped. So when I stopped, he stopped. So I try to go around him. He's blocking me. I'm like, oh, here we go. People are blowing the horn, and I don't know what I did. So I was able to get around him, and I left. Right? As fate would have it, and this is me, well, I was dealing with something that day, something personal. What did I just say about having a bad day? As fate would have it, I need gas. So I pull over to get gas. You know, poor awareness on my end, but I needed gas. The motherfucker pulls in the gas station. And I said, you know what? If I pull off of here, I mean, I needed gas. If I leave here now, I really couldn't think of where the next gas station was. So I said, okay. He jumps out the car. Well, I'm sorry. He had a truck. He jumps out the truck and slams his door. And then I noticed he had a woman in the car with him. Slams the car. Boom. Of course, it was some short. And at the time, I had a 1998 Mitsubishi Galant. Low to the ground. So I said, look, man, this is going to be what it's going to be. He jumped out. Dude was all of 5'6". And I got out the car, towering over dude. And he like froze and I just looked at him. I said, nigga, what? What do you want? No, I'm just wondering why you cut me off. I said, man, that was 15 blocks ago. What the fuck is wrong with you? Here comes his girl. Get back in the car. Just get back in the car. I told you to get back in the car. We don't even need to be here. He turned around, got in the car, and drove off. Don't do it. Dude jumped out the whip shorter than Coach Malachi. But at least he had some balls about him. Until I got out that motherfucking car. I went and go pay for the gas. Dude at the cashier was just laughing. He's like, man, he said, I saw that. I said, bro, I don't even know what the fuck's wrong with him. I cut him off. Well, I don't know what I did. He said I cut him off. I might have, I don't know. Why are you following me to a fucking gas station? That could have ended badly for him. Leave people alone. But you see, control. 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 EMT, I don't fuck with Coach. You fuck with him, that's your business. I don't fuck with that little motherfucker. I don't. Scott Linehan in that super chat, salute to you, good brother. He says, as a white guy who loves music, how much of today's black youth are familiar with Chuck Berry, Louis Armstrong, Sam Cooke, James Brown, and much more? That's greatness, not trash like Sexy Red. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate you. And these kids don't know anything about the godfathers of rock and roll. Thank you for saying that, Scott. I appreciate you. Robert Singleton, back in that super chat, he says, dude saw you, Drew, and turned into OG from Friday when he tried to pull up on Debo. No. Yup. And I was not looking for the, bro, I was trying to get away from dude, and I thought I lost him. I thought he just gave up. I wasn't paying attention. I said, oh, man, I need some gas. And then here he come. I said, man, if I thought I didn't know where the next gas station was. I said, man, I'll run out of gas running from this nigga. Nah, it's just going to be what it's going to be. Man, it happens that fast. But EMT Rick, this is no shade to you. You go where you want to go. I'm telling you, I don't fuck with that guy. Fuck him. Fuck him. I don't fuck with that guy. He a piece of shit. He's fake and he's a coward. And all that acting now he'll do, he won't do it in front of me. And he knows that. He's as fake as they come, and he's a coward. I don't get on here for problems with anybody, but he built this channel talking shit about the LDBC, and we don't know the dude. And I don't want to revisit that whole thing, but I'm not lying about that. I'm not lying about that. I don't tell anyone not to go to his channel, nothing like that. It's not that important to me. But when black men come at me a certain way, and I don't know what I did, I don't know what's wrong with, I ain't do nothing to anybody. I got a problem with that. He's as fake as they come. He's as absolute fake as they come. I don't fuck with that little nigga. I don't fuck with that little nigga. So EMT, you come over here, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I'm just telling you, I don't fuck with him. I don't fuck with him. Because he's a coward and he's a piece of shit. And he's a liar. He's a big liar. You in my city, you have a lot to say. We had an opportunity to meet. I scared that nigga so bad he didn't come to the Ryan Garcia-Haney fight in Brooklyn. He didn't come to the weigh-in, and he didn't come to the fight. But he damn sure ran back to Tampon, Florida, and talked shit like he did something. Did nothing. All I wanted was a conversation. Why are you talking crazy? What's wrong with you? What did I do to you? Didn't even get a chance to talk to him because he was so scared he didn't want to come to the event. Everybody he talked shit about was there that day, that weekend. I was there. BFTB was there. The general was there. He met the general, and that's why he didn't come to the weigh-in that day. General pressed him and asked him the question. He's, I don't know. I didn't. KQKC said that Drew was gonna. He said, all right. So Drew gonna be here. So when you talk to him, you straighten it out. Oh, okay, well, you know, all right. And I ain't see him the whole weekend. Black was here. CC was here. Everybody he talked about was here. He was here. You know what he did do? He showed up to my brother Marco's comedy club. But Marco was at the fight. He said, yeah, you know, that guy, Malachi, showed up at my club. I said, oh, really? You met him? He said, no, I was here. I said, what the fuck is he doing at your club sometime during the weekend? I don't know if it was a Sunday, the day after or whatever. I don't know. But the festivities was here. You had the opportunity to meet everybody in the LDBC you talk crazy about and straighten it out. Listen, we're parents, we're grandparents. Ain't nobody trying to catch a case for putting mitts on that little boy with a beard. I just wanted to know what the fuck is wrong with him. He didn't show up. He didn't show up. And if he was at the fight, he had on the disguise because I didn't see him. In between every fight, I did a lap around the Barclays. I was looking for him. I saw everybody. I saw Shannon Briggs. Champ Side was there, ran into him. I saw everybody. I was asking people, you know Malachi? Yeah. Well, he's supposed to be here. Is he here? I haven't seen him. Okay. Dude's a coward. Nah, EMT, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. I'm just letting you know because a lot of people don't know. I'm just letting you know because a lot of people don't know. I don't tell anybody where to go. But the rule of thumb is, and I say this a lot, but it bears repeating. If you are found on these people's channel and they're doing marathon streams and my name is in the title and it's not about boxing and they're doing a marathon stream about me personally and you're seen there laughing with fire emojis, it's also cool. Just don't come back here. I got eyes everywhere. People send me screenshots all the time. Yo, this dude did 2 hours talking about you. That wasn't about boxing. And look who's in there. I'm like, whoa, this nigga got a wrench on my chat. What? Okay, no problem. I'll take their wrench and block them. And when they come on my chat, their name being gray. Why I got blocked? Nigga. And I'll email them the screenshot. This was you. Niggas try to lie. Oh, well, I was just there for boxing. No, it's an hour-long stream with my government name in it. That wasn't boxing. That was an awful roast session. I don't get into that. I don't care about I don't give a damn about what these dudes do for a living in real life. I don't care about their kids. I don't care about their government name. I don't care about none of that. I'm here talking about boxing. And some of these guys got bigger channels than me. So why am I on your radar? I don't know. Maybe look, it's not my fault your daddy got a little penis and you inherited that. You your mama height. It's not my fault I'm 6'2", 220 with a six-pack and a big dick. I won in the genetics department. The nigga came on the scene talking about Drew the Midget, Drew the Midget. I'm like, well, who is this? I don't know that guy. I said, well, he got to be about 6'5" or something. Then nigga said, nah, Malachi's like 5'5". I said, what? Why is he calling me a midget? He's been on my dick since he started his YouTube channel. What? Man, go ahead, man. And when you came to New York, we didn't meet. He's a chump. So if y'all want to rock with a dude that does that, because the real flex would have been, I was in New York and I saw everybody in the LDBC and nothing happened. I mean, we're not gangsters. You get what I'm saying? Everybody's an adult. Everybody's an adult. He really thought somebody was gonna do something to him. Ain't no one gonna do. We ain't trying to catch a case for beating up some kid with a beard. Some nappy-headed nigga with a beard. The fuck? He was scared. That matter of fact, he checked out the hotel he was in, because 78 was in the hotel. He's the one that called me. He said, "You never guess what happened." I said, "What?" He said, "Guess who's in the hotel?" I said, "Who?" He said, "Malachi." I was right at the door at work. I did an about face. I said, "Say word." He said, "I swear to God, I just saw him. We was in the elevator. I asked him what was up. He's stuttering all over the place. As 78 was talking to me, I left work, went home, changed, and flew to Brooklyn. I wasn't even going to go to the weigh-in. I left. Because I wanted to meet the nigga. Be like, yo, what's good with you? True story. Never met him. He go back home and does a meme with my face on it and the general's face on it, and he put his face on Tupac's body and said West Side. I'm like, look at this corny. All right, bro. All right, man. Exactly, coach. Exactly. I'd adapted up with him, took a picture, because real shit, People don't need to see black people beefing. That's real shit. And I didn't start any of this. I didn't. It's always those niggas. The only live I did was I called out a non-black for being a serious op and trying to incite beef between black content creators. Bruce Gass. Fuck out of here, man. I'm on here trying to keep the peace. But when I see that motherfuckers don't want it, I just leave them alone. And don't come back to me like, yo, man, I want to talk. Nigga, I want to talk to you. As it stands right now, cool, just stay away from me. All you niggas. And y'all know who y'all are. Sometimes y'all niggas just want to fight. Sometimes, look, you pick the side, stay on it. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. That's it. Now let me get back to this. Keyshawn. I don't know what you thought you was doing. And here come the trolls. What are you upset with me wearing a tight vest for? Listen, I will pull a millionaire's girl if I walk into any club with a fitted shirt. It's over with. I don't care how much. Listen, she will take the millionaire's money, and I'll take the girl, and she'll pay for the short stay. And I'll long dick her. So now, boxing, please. So anyway. Keyshawn. Here's the reality. No matter what you say, I don't care how many videos you put out. Andy Cruz whooped your ass about 4 times. There's no getting around that. Ray Matala won Saturday night. You overate and drank yourself out of an Edwin De Los Santos fight. Never forget that. That's what you did. That's what you did. Never forget that. You literally ate yourself out of a fight. And then you clowned that night. And after your brother got his ass whooped, y'all went into that boy locker room and tried to jump on him. And that was the last ESPN boxing event that we remember seeing. You acting a fool. Edwin De Los Santos was super professional. And I said, don't sleep. Edwin could crack. I said that. I said, I hope y'all know this is not a gimme fight. Edwin lands something, we're going to have to see what Keyshawn made of. I said that. Well, the fight never happened. Because we find out, after y'all had so much sympathy for Keyshawn, talking about, oh, well, he can't make the weight. He reveals that he was drinking. Stop making excuses for these kids, because you know why? The young man that has a father in his life, we've never seen him miss weight. We've never seen him complain. We've never heard him say, oh, I have mental problems and, you know, my daddy. Who am I talking about? Devin Haney. Mr. Mont, salute. You notice that? All these excuses that these kids have, do you see Devin saying this? Even when we thought the Ryan Garcia fight was clean, what did Devin say? Allah's a perfect planner. That's all he said. and y'all laughed and y'all clowned. Then you found out Ryan cheated and y'all laughed and y'all clowned, and it didn't matter because we saw what we saw, and y'all laughed and y'all clowned. Then you found out he's a racist and y'all still laughed and y'all clowned. But every time I turn around, and this is one of the niggas that was laughing and clowning. But every time I turn around, all the motherfuckers that laugh at Devin, you know what I notice? There's something wrong with every last one of these niggas. Where's the lie? There's not something wrong with Keyshawn? If you wasn't paying attention until over the weekend, this is typical. Belt to ass, it was a close fight. I scored it 8-4. There was a certain amount of things that I said it. I spoke about it on my post fight, and I spoke about it with Stormy yesterday. That fight was lost by the corner. Andy could have won that fight, but there was things that he was doing that he got away from. He didn't get smoked. He was in the fight the whole time. There was just some things that he was supposed to do that he didn't do. Boozy was supposed to tell him to do certain things. He could have won that fight. But what happened with him and Raymond Tyler's between them had nothing to do with fucking Keyshawn. Andy didn't get smoked. That was a failure in coaching. That's all that was. That's all that was. But never forget how this motherfucker and Shakur got on that live stream with Ryan Garcia like nothing happened. I don't forget things like that. Every time you throw a mic in front of, at one point you throw a mic in front of Shakur's hating ass because he's a fucking hater. Someone asked him about Devin. Yo, you sound like a Devin dick rider for real. No, he's asking you about his contemporary and why you said no to an undisputed matchup. Why do you feel you're worth more than 25%? And you ain't do shit in comparison to Devin. 25% was actually nice. With everything else he was getting with that. He was being nice. Devin never complained about money. He done went to Australia, or with the B side financially went to Australia, and not only one undisputed, had to defend it. None of these kids would have did that. None of these kids would have done that. They wouldn't have done that. We were telling Devin not to do that, man. They're going to rob Devin. Devin said, fuck that. By the time Black got in touch with Bill, he said, man, Devin gone. Gone where? He said he in the air already. He going to Australia. Went there with no dude. No corner. They stopped Devin's cut man at customs. He in the corner with Yoel and somebody else, but the cut man wasn't there. It didn't matter because George couldn't throw a rock into the ocean. And he went over there twice. And instead of celebrating what he did, because it was historic, y'all hating on the kid. I never heard Devin complain about anything. I never heard him, I never seen him miss weight, but y'all saying, oh, he a weight bully. When did he miss weight? Your job is to make weight on at the weigh-in. That's your job. And then when these niggas talk about facing Devin, Shakur, as badass as he is in the ring, right? He want a clause on Devin. Why? He beats Loma, invites him to the pool party. Everyone's there. He sends bottle service over to him, talking about, oh, sign the contract. What contract? Okay, so you must want to fight. Cool, 4 belts up. They said, before I go to 140, Shakur, fine, here's a contract. Let's get to the smoke. I'm worth more than 25%. He's gonna be drained. Shut up, man. Shut up. Shut up. All these dudes is liars. Ryan's a liar. Shakur's a liar. Teofimo's a liar. Tank Davis is a liar. Keyshawn's a liar. You don't believe me? Pete.
Keyshawn Davis, man, salute you, good brother. What's next for you, King?
Hold
on. Shit. Here with my brother Shakur, man.
Bring it back.
Keyshawn Davis, man, salute you, good brother. What's next for you, King?
Shit. Here with my brother Shakur, man. Support him.
That's right. That's right.
That's all I'm doing.
Now, I already asked you a second ago, I'm gonna ask you again. What happened with Richardson Hitchens on his end?
What you mean, what happened?
Like, the word was y'all was supposed to meet up and he declined it. So what did you hear about that?
Well, my honest opinion, bro, I don't even be on social media, bro, so I don't know nothing about that, honestly.
I knew he was lying right there. Straight to my face. It was all over the internet, but you don't be online. This is your comeback fight. They said potentially January 31st, co-main event. And he don't know what I'm talking about. Everybody knew what I was talking about. When we came in there and sat there, matter of fact, we didn't even know Keyshawn was going to be there. When they came in, we came in and sat down. I said, oh, he sat right behind me, in a row right behind me. I said, oh, okay. I'm going to ask him. Everybody was talking about it. And he ain't had no work. He thought he wasn't going to have no work after he acted out on ESPN. Don't tell me you ain't no, okay, but all right, I let him tell him. Okay.
So if that's the case, then shit, that's the case.
Yeah, because that's what the word was. They were trying to make that fight to put you on the undercard hit.
Yeah,
Well, such is life, man. Salute to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah, come on, let's do it. Niggas follow me. I ain't
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So no one knew that Richardson Hitchens was going to show up. And by the way, my boy was interviewing him. He said Devin Haney's name too. I didn't catch the context. But they all talk about fighting Devin. But what do you know about Devin? They say everything but fight. So Richardson Hitchens walks up. This is after Teofimo did the stare down with Shakur. And after I talked to Eddie Hearn. And then I went back and put Teofimo in the blender, had him lying and stuttering, had security stop the interviews because I walked over there. That's what happened. Because I'm asking real questions. I don't want to know his opinion about the Cruz and Lamont Roach fight. I'm not there for that. I'm there to ask these questions. When I was asking real questions, they shut shit down. So then this dude shows up. I said, oh, there go Africa. I walk back over there, and now they over there talking. Now, he done told me he not online. He don't know nothing about it, right? Keep watching. Now, I'm over there like, what the fuck? And he's like, no, chill. No, fuck chill. Keep talking.
We're gonna make the big fight. We hype.
That's what I was talking about.
This is what we need. This is what we need, right?
There were talks about this fight for January 31st.
What did Eddie just say? There was talks about this fight on January 31st. That's not new news to them.
This is a big
That's
fight,
what I was talking about.
Big money fight that can stand on its own. But, you know,
That's respect.
Hitchens is looking a bit big. He looks,
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow. Well, there it is. There it is. Straight to my face. Straight to my face. Before I put the camera up, I gave him a pound. I gave him a hard pound, and I looked him in the face. I said, young king, I need you to succeed, you and your brothers. He said, yes, sir. I said, no, real shit. I need you to succeed. I need you to be great. He said, yes, sir. And I let his hand go. I was letting him know I'm rooting for you, brother, young king. Not a YN. I don't identify with that. Young king. YK. I wasn't trying to intimidate him. No. I was letting him know you have support. When you're doing the right thing, you have support, young king. And then I turned my camera on and I interviewed him. And he lied to me. He lied. Sticks and jabs, salute to you, bro. He said Keyshawn is a goofy ass, period, point blank. It seems that way. It seems that way, bro. It seems that way. Thank you for the super chat. It seems that way. So no one can tell me that I don't give these guys chances. He ain't have to do that. What the fuck was that? Him in Africa had a dialogue for about 10 minutes. I got the whole thing. It's on my channel. But my God, you didn't know, man, come on, bro. Let me ask you a question. Y'all don't go through this with Devin Haney. I mean, y'all look for it. Everything that your favorite fighter is, you want Devin to be. And that's the bad side. You want Devin to be depressed. This little nigga said he was suicidal. I said, what the fuck he had going on? We don't have fathers. We don't need that. Devin has a father. And we keep telling you, man, when we tell you these little motherfuckers be jealous, not making it up. I'm not making it up. You don't need that. Ain't that something? Shakur doing marketing schemes trying to pimp the Puerto Rican audience because you on Top Rank. He fights Edwin De Los Santos. He denies Devin. Devin was trying to throw him a bone and drain himself to 35. But you didn't take it because the money wasn't right. You declined a pay-per-view in a winnable fight because it was a winnable fight. It was a winnable fight for him. But he said no. Bill tried to sign an extension. Did they not try to sign an extension with Top Rank? And Bob said no. They went to Shakur and Shakur said no. That's what happened, right? Kid said no. Devin too big. Name the time Devin missed weight. You can't. So you're left saying, hey, he a weight bully. Nonsense. I've heard fighters say they don't want to fight under IBF rules because of that 10-pound weight situation. I've heard them say that. How many times Shakur missed weight? How many times Tank missed weight? How many times Keyshawn missed weight? How many times Ryan Garcia missed weight? Now, how many times Devin Haney missed weight? I'll wait. We talking about weight, right? I'll wait. Seems to me that Devin Haney is the most professional of this whole group right here. Seems to me. Teofimo never missed weight, but he's a racist piece of shit, though. Whichever monkey want the banana, right? Richardson Hitchens posing and talking with him. He says to DHP, fuck you niggas, let's fight. Devin Haney, let's fight. Then starts voguing with Teofimo Lopez in the ring after saying fuck you nigga with his black ass, and then starts voguing and taking pictures with Teofimo. And then gets on the Boxing Voice 2 days later saying, nah, I was just fucking around. Then when Bill pulls up on you and says, yo, what's up? You start talking about what happened in Brooklyn. What? A battery charge? They agreed to have a clean fight, not getting there with a drugged up treat. And what did you niggas say? You don't sue in boxing. Well, since then, there's been several lawsuits in boxing. Several. Justifiably so. Ryan Garcia's in the ring getting beat up by Rolly Romero. Shakur's on the outside rooting for Ryan Garcia. And quick question. When Rolly got his hands raised and beat Ryan, did Devin jump up and start celebrating? Uh-oh. Because if he did, I know what YouTube would have looked like. I know what Twitter would have looked like, and I'm not even on Twitter. Why is Devin celebrating because Rolly did something he couldn't do? I know. Devin was like, damn. Because he wants to be the one to beat up Ryan Garcia. His dumb ass still on the list. Devin's thought process is, yo, I still want to fight the guy. But, you know, there's a little bit of thunder going from it because Rolly did it. And guess what? They still could have fought. Ryan said no. My hand's broken. Ryan said no. Y'all want to talk about that, right? I know. Y'all have been like, hey, man, Rolly did it, not Devin. Why's Devin celebrating? What if Devin put out that goddamn video and start wagging the belt, belt the ass? Man, y'all would have went crazy in these YouTube streets. The difference is Devin still wants to smoke with Ryan. Ryan ain't as loud anymore. What if that was Devin after the Garcia fight when he lost to Rolly doing that belt shit? The world would have stopped. Because Devin is the most professional person out of this whole bunch. Stop me when I'm lying. You clowns are so unprofessional. You're so one-sided. I'm disappointed in Keyshawn. And I'm going to say something else. I don't know if y'all been paying attention because, you know, a lot of y'all got ADD. A lot of y'all, I'm talking to the young cats, y'all grew up on Ritalin and Prozac and all this other crazy stuff. When in reality, y'all were just boys with a lot of testosterone. And the matriarchy said boys are just too hyperactive, so they need a drug to calm them down. And it's feminized, y'all. I know. When a kid was hyperactive in my day, you know how you solved it? Dad, whoop that ass. Whoop that ass. Straighten him right out. You know, fucking pill. Now, there was maybe a couple of kids that were a little more amped up than us. But now, out of 10 kids, it'll be like 8 of them. Food and Drug Administration, man. Y'all making them rich, poisoning your kids. That's a whole other topic. But these are the kids I'm looking at. Why is Africa dancing and hugging Teofimo Lopez in the ring, knowing that Keyshawn Davis and his brothers whooped on Teofimo Sr. for dropping the N-bomb in sparring? Why the fuck you hugged up with him, man? What the fuck is that? Whichever monkey wants a banana. And it's all funny to y'all? You guys failed, man. You guys failed. Exactly, Jonathan. I got hit with everything. Ryan Hong says, what the hell is this video? What is he doing? If you don't get the context behind this meme, then I can't help you. Because if you watch boxing, you get exactly what I did with this. Anyway. This kid's behavior is atrocious. With this last video, he's proven that he cannot be trusted. And I tried. I let it go. Y'all can't say I lie on any of these fighters. I just pointed out. And I'm just wondering who defends these dudes. I don't care if you're from VA. I don't care if you're from VA. I don't care. But if y'all paid attention in 2025, a lot of things worked out. Y'all remember Devin was supposed to be depressed and no. All he's done was win. And by the way, he won in the ring and he won in that bank account, right? Oh, he's not the main event. Ha, ha, ha. Look up the payouts and all those events he was in. He was the highest paid. Ha, 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 ha. Everybody else bitching and moaning and crying and struggling. Now, Keyshawn says belt the ass. Dude, you go in there and lose to Jermaine Ortiz. I'm just going to say what happened. Don't act like Jermaine Ortiz is a cakewalk, man. Let me tell you something about Jermaine Ortiz. He got jobbed against Loma because I had him winning that fight. And I think he did enough to win the Tiafimo fight. He got jobbed twice. Keyshawn been out the ring for over a year. Okay? If he loses this fight, I don't want to hear shit about ring rust. I don't want to hear it. If he win, he win. But all these things that these kids do, these kids don't understand that you get what you put out. The world is 360 degrees. You don't have to be a believer. I've watched it work. I've watched it work. You fuck around and Jermaine Ortiz will box your head in for 12 rounds and do to you on a pro level what Andy did to you on an amateur level because you could not beat Andy. I think you had 4 tries to do it. You couldn't beat him. Murtala with Robert Garcia had a game plan and it worked. Does Keyshawn have a mental illness? He said he had a mental illness. The kid said he was suicidal once upon a time. He said that. I'm like, why are these kids all crazy? Why are these kids always crying about some dumb shit? To me, it's dumb shit. To them, it's the end of the world. These dudes are talking about, oh, I was suicidal and I was this, I was that. Okay. Okay. Fine. But when I say your favorite fighter is what you want Devin to be, you don't understand what I'm saying. Because everything that's going on with your favorite fighter, y'all want Devin to be that. He's not. I don't hear Devin talking about I'm depressed. Y'all put that on him, and it wasn't true. I don't hear Devin complaining about weight. He made 135 every time. To the point where y'all cried, oh, he rehydrates. You put a weight restriction on him, he's still going to make weight. What is y'all problem? Smooth says comparing 3-rounders to 12 where fighters have time to go to your body is asinine. Let me put that up there. Is it? Well, watch this. You know what's asinine, Smooth? You know what's asinine? The fact that Keyshawn could have fought Andy Cruz on a pro level how many times? At least twice that I know about. What I'm saying is Keyshawn could have righted that wrong and made us a believer that he could beat Andy Cruz at least twice on a pro level, and he didn't do it. So that's asinine. You see how that works? Keyshawn could have fought Andy. Do you know that? Smooth? Do you know that? Because there's a portion of that I agree. The amateurs are not the pros. I'll agree. But watch this. Fight him. Keyshawn could have did that. He didn't do it. Talk about that. Why didn't he fight him in the pros? Keyshawn was the bigger name. Keyshawn had the DMV behind him. Keyshawn could have fought him. He didn't do it. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Here they come. Keyshawn's a world champion. Andy has never accomplished anything. Bullshit. Keyshawn's a world champion. He could have called for that man. I don't care what Eddie Hearn said. I don't care. See, this is what I'm saying. See, and this is why I shout out to Zuffa. This is why I shout out to Zuffa. Because all that shit is dead. All of that, oh, it was the promoter, it was the manager. Bullshit. The man with the belt makes the shot calls. If you want to fight that guy, please don't give me that bullshit, because you the same motherfuckers, and I'm not saying y'all, but y'all the same kind of motherfuckers that justified everything that Lomachenko did. How many title shots he got before he had 10 pro fights? Tell me. Tell me. How many title shots? And plus, he lost his second pro fight. How many title shots did this motherfucker Lomachenko get before he touched fight number 10? Tell me. And what did they use to sell him? The same thing they use to sell all European fighters when they come here. He got 1 million amateur wins and like 10 amateur losses. Man, you 30 beating up on 12-year-olds, man. Shut up. Don't tell me that Cruz wasn't ready. Loma got a title shot in what fight was it? Number 3 or 4? I forget. When did he get a fucking title shot? Please. Scott in that super chat says, I still think Cruz beat Keyshawn. Hey, it's a possibility. But Keyshawn ducked him. These dudes smash the gas on who they want to smash the gas on. I don't want to hear nothing about no Eddie Hearn. I don't want to hear, did Keyshawn say, oh, I tried to fight him, but Eddie got in the way? Did he say that? I don't care what Eddie says. Keyshawn told me that he don't know nothing about fighting this motherfucker on Africa on an undercard on the co-main on the 31st. Keyshawn lied to me. Eddie said, all right, you just pulled up. Let's do this. This is me talking to Keyshawn.
Keyshawn Davis, man, salute to you, good brother. What's next for you, King?
Shit. Here with my brother Shakur, man, support him.
That's right, that's right.
That's all I'm doing.
Now, I already asked you a second ago, I'm going to ask you again. What happened with Richardson Hitchens on his end?
I asked him what happened to Richardson Hitchens on his end.
What do you mean what happened?
Like, the word was y'all was supposed to meet up and he...
Hold on. I never gave a fuck about what Eddie Hearn said. Do you know where you are? All I do is call Eddie Hearn a liar. This same night, Smooths, this same night, the same day, I spoke to Eddie Hearn and he lied to me again. You want me to play that for you? Smooths, do you know where you are? Smooths, was you there? Was you here with me? Was you here? Because I was here. This is me talking to him. Tay Jones in the building, salute. Was you here, Smooths? I was here. This is me interviewing him. I'm showing you that this nigga a liar. Let me proceed.
He declined it. So what did you hear about that?
Well, my honest opinion, bro, I don't even be on social media, bro, so I don't know nothing about that, honestly.
He don't know nothing about that. Anthony, salute. Lost Sweat Real Baltimore in the building, salute. He's lying to me right now. Look, dude, this is before Hitchison pulled up. I didn't know Keyshawn was going to be there, and no one knew Africa was going to be there. You're late to the party, dude. You're late to the party. You saw clips that I put out on other people that were there. Shout out to Clarence McClain, no duck zone. Shout out to Punch Drunk Boxing. We were there. We were there. And this is what he told me. I'll bring it back. Listen to the question, Smooth. I was there. This is me talking to him.
The word was y'all was supposed to meet up, and he declined it. So what did you hear about that?
From my honest opinion, bro, I don't even be on social media, bro, so I don't know nothing.
From my honest opinion? Huh?
Nothing about that, honestly. So if that's the case, then shit, that's the case.
Yeah, because that's what the word was. They were trying to make that fight to put you on the undercard hit.
Yeah,
Well, such is life, man. Salute to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, no doubt.
Niggas follow me. I ain't
Uh-oh.
Oh, y'all chills.
Uh-oh. Hey, Smooth. Nobody knew Africa was going to be there. Uh-oh. What we doing? I just asked this nigga. But let us proceed.
We're gonna make the big fight. We hyping.
That's what I was talking about.
This is what we need. This is what we need, right?
There were talks about this fight for January 31st. Listen.
Oh, my God. Smooth, you are totally missing the point. He said he didn't know anything about it. He don't be online. He didn't know anything about it. Africa rolled up. I said, oh, there go Africa. He talking about Devin, whatever. This YN, because he is a YN, he turns around and says, oh, the manager, the white guy that was standing there, I don't know his name. He says, go over there. And now they start trash talking. And now all of a sudden, they know about the 31st. After he just got done telling me he didn't know nothing about it. And then after I talked to Eddie Hearn says this.
This is a big
That's
fight,
what I was talking
big
about.
money fight that can stand on its own. But, you know,
That's respect.
Hitchens is looking a bit big. He looks...
Wow. Hold on a minute. Hey, Smooth. Tay, good morning. Hey, Smooth. Listen carefully. I'm outside. I wasn't shooting from the hip. See, Smooth, you didn't even know I was there. I got the whole 10-minute, 11-minute dialogue with them. It's on my channel. I uploaded both. I'm telling you, the kid lied to me. He went from saying he don't know nothing about the 31st to now he knows something about the 31st. What I'm pointing out is the character flaw. That he lied to me for no fucking reason. Exactly, Erico. He don't know that was even me talking. I was there. That's me. He lied to me. Eddie Hearn lied to me. And Tiafimo lied to me. Smooth. And it's all on my channel. I uploaded everything. He told me he didn't know anything about the 31st. Soon as Eddie come over, now he know about the 31st. What was that? Smooth, you there? I thought we was having a conversation. See, here you go. See, this is what I'm talking about. You're at a press conference. People talk to you. The world wants to know what's going on. I wasn't trying to put him in a catch. I just wanted to know what was going on with the brother. That's all. And he lied. And then the truth came out, and he's looking at me like, no, chill. Bro, you already said it. I didn't make you say that. And now, like the knuckle dragger you are, Here we go. Who are you that they need to tell you a business moves, homie? First of all, nigga, I'm not your homie. Get it right. Now you uncomfortable. And it's the problem with most young niggas, YNs. It's the problem with y'all. Instead of saying, oh shit, you know what? That's right. Oh shit, you know what? I didn't know that. You want to make yourself right. You have the same character flaw that all these niggas have. All these niggas lied. All these niggas lied to me. And you trying to make yourself right. You didn't know I was there. You thought I saw the same clips, nigga. I was recording the same shit. You probably watched some of the shit that I put out. See, that's what all the smiling emojis are, because you uncomfortable now. It's the hey, let me give you some godly advice, young man. Let me give you some godly advice, one young man. Godly advice. It's easier to admit that you made a mistake so we can move on. It's easy. It's easy. Keyshawn lied. He lied. It is impossible for him not to have known that they were considering him as a co-main at 31st. It was a simple question. And when you catch someone lying about something simple, how could you take them serious? And he's outside smacking the air and beating on the concrete as if he was in the ring fighting Andy Cruz. Nigga, Andy Cruz whooped on you 4 times. And Ray Murtada won over the weekend, nigga. You didn't. As a matter of fact, you blew your last payday because you couldn't make weight. And you acted out on international TV like the YN you are. You see, Smooth, before I put the camera up, I gave him a pound and I looked that young king in the face. I said, I need you to win. I need you to succeed, young king. He said, yes, sir. I said, no, dead ass. You and your brothers, y'all are destined for greatness. You need to be better. He said, yes, sir. And after that, he still lied to me. For what? Even when you're on their side and you give them big brother advice, they still do what they do. Didn't Keyshawn call out all these names, but then he backtracked and said, well, I only got X amount of fights. Didn't he say that? That's the other person that put that in the chat. Wasn't he calling out all these names? But he said, man, I only got 6 fights. I only got 4 fights, but I'll do this, I'll do that. But I only got 6 fights. I only got 4 fights. Did he say that? You know who killed that? Oh, I only got X amount of fights. I can't do it. You know who killed that argument? Bob Arum and Vasily Lomachenko. Lomachenko got how many title shots before fight number 10? That's what I'm asking y'all. And y'all want to complain about Zuffa? Yeah, salute, Queen. Y'all want to complain about Zuffa? I'm not. This is what y'all deserve. Oh, the Muhammad Ali Act, man. Y'all don't even know what the fuck the Muhammad Ali Act is. Y'all don't even know what it is. Y'all wasn't paying attention to it anyway. Now Oscar De La Hoya want to talk about the man. Shut up. You want to listen to Fishnets now? Him and Al Heyman getting together to do what? An orgy? I'm not paying attention. Y'all had y'all chance. Top Rank had their chance. WBC had their chance. WBO had their chance. IBF had their chance. The IBO had their chance. I'm done. All boxing had to do was what it was supposed to do. The best is supposed to be fighting the best. Because if they was doing that, Turkey wouldn't have had nothing to do when they got here. He wouldn't have had nothing to offer. He came in and said, the best ain't fighting the best, I got money. Y'all come do it. And the majority of the fighters said, fuck it, I'm going to do it. And the only niggas complaining were niggas like Tank Davis. Y'all going over there to risk your O. Well, you're a boxer. You're supposed to risk your O. He just told you he's not risking shit. He's catch weighting niggas, putting niggas in camps, snitching, and not fighting his contemporaries. And y'all buy it. And he talk crazy to y'all. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. All of these kids are liars. The only person that has integrity is DHP. I don't give a fuck what happens with those 4 sanctioning bodies. They have not done right by me at all. They told Ja Opatai, man, you go over to fight in Riyadh season, we taking your belt. He said, take your fucking belt. I'm going to go to Riyadh season, get my money, knock out old boy, come back and get the belt back. What you going to do? And that's just what he did. They took the belt from Usyk. He got it right back. Because that's what champions do. All Devin is doing wanting to fight his contemporaries and fight the best. And all I heard from everybody around him was excuse after excuse after excuse. Y'all don't want to see the best fight the best. I looked this little nigga in the face and told him what he's destined for if he puts his mind to it. That's what I did. And he lied to me about something so fucking simple. And you out here a couple of days ago talking about belt the ass nigga. You didn't do it. I wanted to see if you could do it. I said, man, him and Andy got a history. That's going to be a good one. He didn't make the fight. A-sides make the fight. Stop talking to me about what these goddamn managers and promoters do. Get it going. Be vocal. Let's break down what he said. He said that man took accountability for missing weight. Did he? You see this meme that I made move? Taking accountability is missing weight and then showing up to the event where you were supposed to be in the main event, eating popcorn, putting on a show. All the stars came out to support this kid. Where's the accountability in that? When he got off that scale and he was 4 pounds over, he was flexing like he did something. That's accountability. He took accountability when people started to trash him. And later that night, him and his brothers assaulted old boy in the locker room. And it was all caught on video. That's accountability. Now you want to talk about give God the glory? Give God the glory. Nigga, are you really want to do this? You obviously don't know where you are. Give God the glory. Do you not see what he just did over the weekend? Now read this comment. I'll read it for you. That man took accountability for missing weight when he go talk to the youth, talk about his mistakes, etc. Be proactive to the community. Give God glory. You niggas don't post that. Well, everything he did in reference to what he did over the weekend is a complete contradiction. Belt to ass. Did he get on his social media and said, damn, man, that's supposed to be me? I would have liked to have done it. As a matter of fact, I think he ducked Ray Matala. Now that I think about it, didn't he duck Ray Matala also? Am I wrong on that, chat? Did he duck Ray Matala? Did he duck Ray Matala? Am I bugging? Hold on. Yes or no? Am I wrong on that? I think he ducked. Del Riv says, yup. Dogs. Jonathan said yes. So 2 people fought over the weekend that you ducked. Wow. Kenneth, that's what I heard. He said he didn't want to pay for another belt. Shout out to Zuffa. Because it's going to be one face, one name over there. ain't gonna be a silver champion, a franchise champion, a champion in recess, an interim title. Fuck that. These niggas talking about sanctioning fees and I don't want to pay for the belt, and meanwhile everybody working. A word, Brother Lamar? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But shout out to Sweet Pea, for real. I swear to God, all of these conversations with money and this guy ain't worth that and this. Yo, nigga, I wasn't having these conversations in the 80s or in the 90s. This wasn't even fans' business. I never heard my uncles or my dad say, well, how much did Marvin Hagler make when he fought Sugar Ray? And what happened with Tommy Hearns and what was their money and their purse splits and who was the A-side? Man, we weren't having those conversations, bro. That wasn't any of our business. I wanted to see the fight. You think I don't want to see Keyshawn versus Andy Cruz? You think I didn't want to see Keyshawn versus Edwin De Los Santos? You think I didn't want to see that? Who fucked that up? He did. And you want to talk about praising God and talking to the kids, but meanwhile, I saw him act out. Matter of fact, fuck that. I could show you better than I could tell you.
Max DeLuca, 114 even. Tim Cheatham, 118, 110. Steve Weisfeld, 116, 112. Both in the winner by majority decision. And still, the IBF lightweight champion world, Raymond Danger.
Yeah, can't get his ass, King. Let me get some of that shit, King. Hold on. Cause what he doing over here? You wanna come to North? Come to North? Come to North, nigga. Don't come around here. This is not that amateur shit. Come around here playing. Hold on. Then they say, yeah, nah, hell no.
Oh, yes, I remember now. Missed it by that much.
Move! Hey, Smooth, you want to talk to me about God and all that other shit? Talk to me. What was that? What was that? You want to talk to me about God? Would Jesus do that? I promise you, you don't want to have this conversation with me. I promise you. Wasn't he suspended for weed? Y'all be arguing about the wrong shit. Smooth, you arguing about the wrong shit. Weed? You know what I said when they suspended him for weed? You know what I said? I said, man, they suspended Keyshawn for weed, but Ryan Garcia was showing up to the press conference smoking a blunt. What example is he setting? Fell on deaf ears. You see, you're revealing yourself. You're revealing yourself. This nigga said, I'm bringing up old shit. Yeah, so you support the nonsense. Thank you for revealing yourself. You support bullshit. Look at this nigga. Again, you bringing up old shit. It just happened. Ladies and gentlemen, when I mention the community being in shambles, it's YNs like this dude, Smooth. It's YNs like this. And if you're an old nigga with a wine mentality, that's a sad state of affairs. YN. Yep. Dude, it's fresh in my mind, and it need to be fresh in your mind. Did you hear what I just said? I defended him to a degree. I said, okay, weed is against the law, it's against the law, it's against the rules. But Ryan Garcia showed up to the press conference smoking a blunt, and nobody said anything. And weed is a masking agent. And what happened? He still popped. And by the way, Smooth, By the way, Smooth, you want to talk to me about God? Why are you talking about God? Talk to me about this. I'll be like, Smooth. All right? What's that? Go ahead and defend that. Go ahead and defend that. Go ahead. I dare you. I dare you. What we got? What we got? Nigga said old shit. That fucking assault happened on live on ESPN. That's old shit, right? Him popping for weed. That's old shit, right? Ryan Garcia showing up at a press conference with a blunt. That's old shit, though, right? When he did that, I said, yo, didn't they just suspend Keyshawn for that? And I called him Brother Keyshawn. I said, didn't they just suspend him for that? But Ryan gets to show up with that shit? And it's a masking agent? And Shakur and this motherfucking Keyshawn got on a live stream with Ryan like nothing happened. After he cheated Devin and after he went on a racist meltdown. Smooth, talk to me. Talk to me. You stand on this business right here? You see, there's a lot of Smooths out here. Smooth. It was an assault. Not everybody gets charged with what you see. But they ran up in his locker room and started throwing punches after dude beat up on his brother in the ring. You talking about who got charged, but there was definitely some fighting going on. Someone got assaulted. So I'm going to ask you again, do you justify what they did on ESPN? And do you justify this picture? Smooth. And ladies and gentlemen, now you see why these niggas exist. Now you see why. The fuck you mean did I see it? We all saw it, you idiot. Yo, block Smooth. Get him out of here. We're done. Block him. Wrenches. Block him. Fucking idiot.
Come on!
I'm not even giving you an opportunity. Because you said what you had to say. Keyshawn could do no wrong. And you just want to be, this is what you call wrong and strong. This is what you call wrong and strong. On ESPN, we saw an altercation in the back. Albright said what happened to him. There's a lot of dudes that say, hey, man, I ain't pressing no charges. Yeah, they did that. But I ain't pressing no charges. I seen that all the time. But it doesn't negate from what we saw. There was an altercation. DB3 had no business in that fucking locker room. Keyshawn had no business in the locker room. What he should have been doing is warming up, hitting pads, getting ready to go to the ring for his main event. But his ass couldn't make weight. Thank you, Village Brother. Boxing died because of people like Smooth. Wrong and strong. You ever argue with a chick that just can't be wrong, fellas? Be like, hey, sweetheart, the sky's blue. That depends on how you look at it. It's blue. No, it's not. It's an off periwinkle. What? It's blue. All right, I'm not arguing with you. That's Smooth. He identifies with all of this nigger nonsense. That's what this is. This is capital N, nigger nonsense. Nigger nonsense. That's what it is. Say it with me, y'all. Nigger nonsense. I'll have none of it. I'll have none of it. Fuck that.
Yeah, go on!
Hey, Smooth, you agree with me?
No!
Why not? That's bad. But shout out to Kramer.
You can talk, you can talk, you can talk your brain now, motherfucker! Rolls out, he's a nigger! He's a nigger! He's a nigger!
Oh my God.
A nigger, look, there's a nigger!
And in closing, Smooth, please. Belt to ass. Don't come back. Don't come back. I play around a lot, but I love this sport, and it don't love me back. And all I'm left with is the truth. And if you could sit here and justify everything that this kid did, you see, he's not even a Keyshawn fan like that. Everyone will probably think, oh, he's from Norfolk, or he just likes this kid. No. What you saw this morning was a grown adolescent that refuses to admit when he's wrong. If you're wrong on something, it's easier just to say, yo, you know what? I ain't know that. You know what? I ain't look at it like that. And move on. He's literally going back and forth. Can I ask y'all a question? Everything I said, did I lie on Keyshawn one time? Yeah, I always go back to that. There was a couple of things this morning that I wasn't sure on, like did he duck Ray Mutala? Because I couldn't remember. I remember hearing something about it. Y'all clarified it. Did I lie on him one time? No. But this fool got in here, started talking about Eddie Hearn, and no. The A side gets to do whatever the fuck they want to do. Don't talk to me about Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn works for the fighters. If they want to get something done, they need to be boisterous about it. Social media. Get on your social media. These dudes get on social media every fucking day and talk their shit. Yo, man, you know I want that smoke, man. I done told Eddie, I done told Bob, I want that smoke. Everybody vocal. I heard Keyshawn say, I might want to do this and that, but I only got X amount of fights. I heard him say that. And you got the audacity. You miss weight, suspended for smoking weed. You talking about you don't need fathers. We don't need fathers. Our last picture of you is in a fucking assault, a melee at the end of ESPN. I don't care if charges was pressed. We saw what we saw. You missed weight. You're smoking weed. You running in locker rooms for people beating up on your brother. And then you're celebrating. Oh, my fault. You lied to me about January 31st. Like you act like you didn't know what the fuck was going on. And that was such a little thing. Such a little thing. But I'm like, why you had to lie about that? If you ever deal with a person and they're giving you these little white lies, and it's not like nothing big, but like, wait a minute. Why you had to lie about that? I'm telling you, that's a character flaw, and don't be around that motherfucker, because when it comes to something big, they're going to lie again. And they might be lying on you. Get away from them. I did not lie on this kid all morning. I just pointed it out. And like a dope, Smooths get mad. You kidding me? He ain't a Keyshawn fan. He was just in here arguing to argue. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a character flaw. I don't argue just to try and make myself right. He moved the goalposts 3 times. I hope y'all caught that. One thing no one can say when I talk about a fighter, if I'm not clear on something, I'll ask y'all. I never claim to know everything. But you ain't got to worry about me lying on these guys. I just pointed out. He gave me a little white lie. I don't know why he did that. But all of a sudden, When Eddie Hearn gets to talking and Africa actually shows up, all of a sudden he knew what I was talking about. He looks at me and says, no, nah, chill. I'm like, chill what? I just asked you a simple question about the 31st. And the word, it wasn't even in his face. It wasn't like bad towards him, because the word that we got was Africa declined. And he said, I don't be online like that. I ain't saying nothing about being online, brother. What you mean you don't be online like that? You don't be online like that? What did you just do over the weekend? Oh, I'm sorry. You meant prior to me talking to you, you don't be online like that. That's what you meant? Because you damn sure got on your social media and did the belt the ass thing in poor taste. What you lying for? For what? Y'all turn around and see this shit? These be the same niggas that expect us to buy the tickets to go see their fight when they acting a fool. You ain't got to worry about me paying him for a ticket to go see him fight, because I'm worried about him making weight now. I'm worried about him making weight. I don't trust him. Now he lied to me. I don't trust him. Belt the ass on Andy Cruz, but you didn't do it. He put belt to your ass. And what do people come in here and say? Oh, it was an amateur. It's only 3 or 4 rounds. I don't care. I don't care. You had an opportunity to right the wrong on the pro level. Andy Cruz ain't got that many pro fights either. Y'all could have got this on and popping. Now, again, have I lied on this kid? But if you come in here and defend him, man, that's you. I'm not defending this bullshit, because if I defend his bullshit, how does that make me look? He's wrong. He's known for a lot of negative, y'all. Am I lying on that? He's known for a lot of negative. And when I speak on it, it's not because I want to keep my boot on his fucking neck. I want him to do better. I told him, I want you to do better. You're destined for greatness, young king. I told him that. He turned right around and lied to me. That's what he did. This nigga want to come in here and talk about, oh, you know, talk to the kids and God and all this. You bringing up God? Where was God when he did that shit over the weekend? Where was God when he was rooting against Andy Cruz for no reason? Where was God? He better praise God versus Ortiz, because I got a bad feeling about that whole night. Now, I don't like Teofimo Lopez. Y'all know that. I don't like that guy. I ain't got no problem with Ortiz. I like Ortiz. And believe it or not, I really ain't got no problem. You know what? I'm treating them how they want to be treated. I don't trust Keyshawn. I don't trust him to be a world champion and do right. I trust him to do what Tank Davis is doing. Nothing. You talk a good one, but you don't want it. 2025 was some shit. There was a lot of wrongs that was right in 2025. A lot of them. A lot of them. Well, on the 31st, y'all know I'm not attached to Shakur. I want Shakur to win. I want Shakur to win because I don't like T.O. But there's a disturbance in the force. I want Shakur to smoke T.O. I want Shakur to smoke T.O. so bad that it'll make people second thinking his power. Oh, he's at 47. He's growing into his man strength. I want that kind of ending, because the winner of that fight is supposed to go fight Devin, right? Well, that's what T.O. told me, but we all know T.O.'s a liar. Have I lied on T.O.? No. Have I pointed out what he's done and said? Yes. He's a liar, and he's a racist. So by default, I want Shakur to smoke him. But the truth is, I don't trust either one of those niggas to fight Devin Haney. But there's a disturbance in the force. Do not be surprised if T.O. go in there and pull it out. Now, as far as Keyshawn Davis is concerned, you get what you put out. He's been out the ring for like a year, something like that. Right? This nigga's, you know, hopefully he stayed off the weed. And He's a mental case. He already said that. Y'all think this is a dub for him? Okay, fine. But stranger things have happened. Stranger shit has happened. So, there's a disturbance in the force. And you are who you chill with. You showed up to support Shakur. And I'm going to tell you something else about Shakur. He's not the friendliest of persons when you're interviewing him. He act like he don't want to speak. He's a liar himself. So it makes sense that that's his brother. And I'm going to tell you something else. If Shakur wins and Keyshawn wins, the fight to make is Keyshawn versus Shakur. Y'all don't want to talk about that though, right? That's the fight to make. Because Devin's at 147. As a matter of fact, Shakur said he'll fight Devin, but he has to put a rehydration clause on him. Nigga, you ain't the A-side. You don't make that call. Who the fuck are you? Shut up. You gonna fight him straight up. If Devin decides to compromise on weight or anything else, y'all lucky. But compromising got him robbed and almost killed, and y'all laughed about it. So fuck all of y'all. The fight to make at 140, if both of these guys are successful, is Keyshawn Davis versus Shakur. Don't give me that brother shit. Keyshawn got blood brothers. It's DB3, not DB3 plus 1. Fuck out of here. I'm not letting them get away with that. If these idiots both win, they need to fight each other. Shut up. I'm not dealing with foolishness. So what you witnessed in the chat today was nigga nonsense. That's what you witnessed. You in here and this nigga in here with LOLs and smiley faces, and that's him being uncomfortable. You just arguing to argue. That's a character flaw. Be a man. Just arguing to argue. I didn't lie on this kid. This isn't allegedly. This nigga didn't know that I was at the conference. He talking about let it run, play it, play it. What do you mean play it? It's on my channel. I was there. What do you mean? I spoke to these dudes. I don't care what they said to each other. They were playing it up for the camera. That white man that was standing in between them, that's Keyshawn's manager. He was dictating the whole thing. He was damn near had his hand up their ass. Like puppets. Say this, say that. No, take a step back. Don't get too close. Oh, say this and do that. Oh, yeah, I was sitting there looking at it. It was embarrassing. I said, man, this for the fucking camera, man. These niggas ain't gonna bust nothing. I told y'all, when I walked up, somebody else was interviewing Africa, and I heard him say Devin's name, but I caught the tail end of it. But man, none of these niggas don't say Devin. You ain't fighting him. You using his name for clout. That's what you're doing, because they say everything but fight. All you gotta do is say Devin's name. He got a whole list. How many of these niggas on the list said, yo, I'm your Huckleberry? One person. And I give him all the props in the world. One person. And he's from Atlanta. And it didn't work out for him, but he stepped up. What about everybody else? Bill pushed up on Africa in New York. He said no. Shout out to Brian Norman Jr. He's a real one. And that's why I won't let anyone disrespect him, because he's a real one. A real one. Everybody else in that list, nah. Y'all awfully quiet. Delano, I don't care what they do. These niggas need to do something. Until you actually want to fight Devin, then they step up. Until then, all these niggas, you know that argument that they use for Tank? Why Tank gotta fight everybody? Everybody need to fight each other. Meanwhile, Devin put out a list of fan favorites, and none of these niggas stepped up. He's willing to fight everybody. When it came to Tank, it was, oh, why Tank got, why aren't they fighting each other? Well, watch this. Why ain't everybody fighting each other now? If Keyshawn and Shakur win, they need to be fighting each other. And then the winner could fight Devin. Why Devin got to fight everybody? Fuck the list. You see how that works? Y'all don't like that, right? Right. I'm sick of these clowns.
Nigger.
Sorry, I got Tourette's. And the rest of you smuts that justify this behavior, I got news for you. See you at Nerds tonight. Me and Stormy gonna cook. Man, I'm out, man. Love y'all. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, Super Chat, man. Bronx on deck. General's on. Let's head over there.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.